What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Elijah 26, back after a very long time with a new video. So I got a new topic. I have started a laser scar revision journey. It's going to be 4 sessions long right here at the front end before we reevaluate and see what the scars are looking like. And it's pretty interesting. So let's jump right into it. So while I was in Japan, I believe this was either the end of it was probably about the middle of April that I kind of got to the point with my dysphoria about my top surgery scars from them having stretched quite a bit due to the type of work I do that I started looking on the internet for options. I was looking at maybe doing some silicone creams or some silicone strips again, and was really looking for what was going to give me the best results. And then I started looking at different types of scar revision, and that's when I found the laser scar revision idea became like a real thing because I had no idea that was something that actually worked. You kind of see different stuff on TV, and you're kind of skeptical about it. But I decided to do some research. I was talking to a homeboy of mine, and we both did our research. He lives on the East Coast, and I was in Japan at the time. So I just looked in Seattle. I found 4 clinics that were pretty close to where you know the ferry lets me off at, or I guess kind of like in the city ish. So I didn't have to drive super super far. I don't want to be on a journey, even though this turned into an all day journey for me. And I was reading through, and I got to this place called Advanced Dermatology and Laser Institute. And the thing that kind of made me choose them was a lot of the information that Stephen Green, the medical doctor there, had about skin of color. He said that, like it's a lot different doing this procedure on darker pigmented skin, and he spent a lot of time learning and perfecting the different, I guess, the different range of the lasers and where to put it at for different types of skin that's darker, and the way that our skin heals, the way that our skin reacts. So he's put a lot into that, and so that's what made me choose him. So the week I got back, I did a consultation, cost me $100, and they said they'd apply it to my treatment if I decided to go with them, and I pretty much did. So let's get down to what happened. So you go in about an hour earlier, well, not about an hour earlier than your actual procedure, and get a blood draw done. So they did a blood draw. They take it in the bag, put it in a little centrifuge. They spin out all the platelets into the plasma. Then they take that off, and they're going to use that afterwards to really boost and jumpstart the healing process of your body. So after they gave me the injection, well, after they gave me the blood draw, after I got the blood draw and taken, they put numbing cream on my chest, on my scars in the area, and then they left me to sit for an hour. So I had a good book, so I just started reading. Took a little nap, and then they came in and they were like, "All right, we're ready to go." So they bring the lasers in. Well, they bring the laser machine in, and then they brought in like this. It's like a portable AC unit, but it blows cold air through a tube instead of, you know, like a vent, like on a regular AC. And they use that to help numb the area and provide a cooling sensation after the laser is actuated each time. And then they gave me like some stress balls to hold. But to be honest, with the numbing agent as well as the numbness that I just have in my chest still, I didn't really feel anything in the chest portion. The armpit area, I did feel some zaps, and it felt like someone was just like popping a rubber band on my skin, which is annoying, but I didn't find it to be too painful. I was just basically like holding these little stress balls in my hand. Like I wasn't even squeezing them because it wasn't painful. I do have a high pain tolerance though, and I have had tattoos on my ribs. So yeah, maybe I'm just that kind of guy. But anyway, so after the 1 hour numbing cream wait, and the lasering took for them to do this whole thing, it took them about 25 minutes, if that. So I'll show you how they did it. So this is my chest right now. These are my scars. They still look pretty much the same, kind of stretched out, a little raised in this area and right here, and a little raised right here. The thinnest they are is in the armpit. This is the area that I felt the laser in, and that area just has more sensation in it in general all the time. So they use two different lasers. The first laser, he comes across this way, goes back, comes back across, and repeats the process on this side. That laser, um, it was pretty quick the way he did it. So, you know, then he goes to the second laser, which I'm guessing is stronger because I felt it more in this area, and he just does one single pass across on that. Excuse me. The whole time, the assistant is like cooling it with the AC. I guess that's what you would call it, with the AC. And so afterwards, then they take the platelet-rich plasma that they spun out, and she smears it on there, nice liberal amounts. If I was very hydrated, and I try to eat healthy, so because of that, my one vial of blood, and not the size vials that we usually get our blood draws done when we go to get our labs, but this was like a full size test tube. I think a 5-inch test tube. It looked like 4 or 5 inches. It still had like a good inch of like whatever the hell that is at the bottom of blood test tubes. I don't even know what it is, and I was, in a health occupations program in high school, but whatever. Did a lot of different shit, but I don't know what that is. But it was a pretty big vial. She said she got 5 milliliters out of platelet rich plasma out of mine. She said sometimes they see people, they only get 1 to 2. On average, people give about 3. So I had 5. So I don't know if that's because I'm just hydrated, very hydrated. I try to drink a lot of water, and I really was consuming a lot of water for the past 3 days because I knew this was coming up. And then I also eat pretty healthy, but not super healthy. So chill. So she smeared it on, wrapped me in saran wrap, and I had to leave that on for 6 hours, which pretty much sucks, but because it's like kind of sticky and it's under your clothes and it feels weird, but it's not bad. So, and then after that, they gave me some creams. So the platelet-rich plasma jumpstarts the process and really helps with the healing because this is supposed to be opening up like the surface of the scar and allowing my platelet-rich plasma to get down into the actual scar, which will activate my body to start healing this area, put more collagen into the scar, but not causing it to scar over, raised, or as noticeable, but to fade it out and to create a more smooth skin look like here in this area. So that my plasma is going to work the best because my body creates it, it makes it, it recognizes it. But I can't afford and I don't have the time to go there every day and get, blood draws, 2 blood draws done and them to smear it on. So I've got the recovery cream or complex or whatever. And this has a whole bunch of crazy stuff in it. Some human fibroblast conditioned media. So I guess that's like the platelets and whatnot, and a whole bunch of other stuff. This is the box that came in. And I put this on twice a day. This goes directly onto the scar. And then after this kind of soaks in and dries a little bit, I put on the pigment correction serum, which is designed to keep my body from creating hyperpigmentation in this area. And it also helps protect me from the sun and stuff because you don't want to have this exposed to the sun at all. Like, I'm not supposed to be out shirtless at all, which kind of sucks because it's summertime, But I mean, it's not like I was shirtless before because the scars were kind of holding me back mentally, at least. So I have to do this for the first 2 weeks, and then I'm doing this for the duration of this whole treatment. And I'm not sure if I have to do it for a while after I'm done or not. So let's get down to the money business. So these together cost me $340. I know, right? For creams, but I kind of expected that. But let's get down to for the procedure. So this place sells them in blocks of 4 because they find that 4 is the least number of procedures patients have had and seen good results that they and the doctor both felt were good results. So I bought a 4-pack. It's $7.50 per resurfacing treatment. And then I also had to buy a 4-pack of blood draws, which is $250 per treatment. So all the resurfacing comes to $3,000, and then all of the blood draws come to excuse me, come to a single $1,000. So I'm at $4,000, which is a lot. But I came back from Japan, so I had some money that I had saved. So thank the universe for that. But if you pay at this place, if you pay it all up front, it's $3,200. So I paid it all up front because if I can save, $800, I'm gonna save $800. And also, this place says that if I get to 2 treatments and I'm like, I don't want to continue on with this, or I think it's fine now, they'll refund me the full remainder of what I've paid. So I'm pretty happy about that. And they took the $100 and put it towards it till today. I only paid $3,100. But the procedure went really well. So I just took my shower and I just put on my creams, and my skin feels really really soft. Like the scars feel a lot softer and smoother than they did for a while before. And I moisturize my skin and I drink a lot of water. Like you can see how shiny I am in this light. That's because I put oil on my skin when I get out of the shower, and then I do it every morning before I go to work. So I'm not like ashy usually, but it feels a lot smoother than before. Also, they shaved me. It just slipped my mind to shave because I never shave my chest. I'll be doing it in the future. But yeah, so it's pretty smooth. Afterwards, for about I say about 20 to 30 minutes after the procedure is when I started to feel it stinging a little bit, but it wasn't bad. They told me that a lot of their patients have compared it to a mild sunburn. I can't ever remember being sunburned, so I'm gonna have to take their word for it. I guess this is the closest I'll ever get to knowing what that's like. Well, maybe not. The rate we're polluting, who knows? But yeah. So we're doing laser scar revision, and hopefully after 4 treatments, I get the results I want. If not, then I'll just work some overtime and save up the money to have 3 or 4 more done. But the laser that they're using, they said that at their clinic, they don't have the laser set really high, but the pattern that they use and the little bit more aggressive um, setting of the laser that they usually get good results within 4 sessions. They said some places they've seen patients who have said they've gone to 11 or 12 sessions and they stopped going there because they weren't getting results that they wanted. So we'll see what happens. I'll be back in about 2 weeks and we can see if we are seeing any changes after the first one. I doubt it. It'll probably be after 2, but keep our fingers crossed. Thank you everyone who has subscribed to my channel in its dormant stage. Thank you for everyone who stayed subscribed. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, you can put them down in the comment section. I'll respond. I always do. And if I don't have the answers, I'll try and talk to the people or find them answers as well. I just wanted to let people know that this is an option, laser vision, for your scars. Because until I started doing the research to find something, because my dysphoria was just so bad, I had no idea. And I had never seen anybody in our community really talk about it, at least that I had found. So we'll see what's happening. All right, so in 2 weeks I'll be back, and yeah, feel free to comment, and if or you can email me if you don't want to post here. I totally understand that. Um, I'm also on IG and I'm on Tumblr, although my Tumblr's not really much about my journey much anymore. But yeah, I just want to say thanks everybody for staying down and all the people who showed up while I was out. And hopefully this journey is as successful as my top surgery was, because regardless of these scars, I'm still like just ridiculously happy with my flat chest. So, if my surgery could provide that much happiness, and then I can get that much happiness out of this scar revision, I'll be totally stoked with, my top surgery. So, yeah. Until next time, much love and much light. And if it's not too triggering for you, watch Pose on FX. Just got renewed for season 2. It is a great show that really just showcases trans people, queer people, and it's something that our community has never seen anything like this before, especially because it's black and brown trans people. It's black trans people and Latino or Latina trans people. And we don't see that anyplace else. And yes, it is hard to watch at times because it talks about, what it was like to be gay and trans and black and brown in the 80s in New York. But it's also very moving and very cathartic at the same time. So you know, if you can get through the show without it really, really wrecking you, please watch it because it's great. Season finale is coming on this Sunday. So if you got some way to watch it, all the backstory up until this point, I suggest you do because it's really great. So until next time, much love and much light.